was Tiger Woods in the Masters. Tiger
bad week.
ended up finishing in 40th, I believe. 40th. I'm not sure how many people were out there, but there were at least 40. And Tiger came in 40th, and he had
tied for 40th.
Tied for 40th. That's right. He was tied for 40th. And he had a couple of things that came up with regards to his behavior, Carlton Banks. What's your thoughts?
I look at Tiger like this. He's frustrated. The man used to be a winner at this sport. He used to be the dominant player. He was ranked number one for years on years on years. People changed the course for this man so they'd make it tougher. The man is frustrated. He had a lot of stress on him to be who he was. And he's trying to get back to that status quo now. So, yeah, I mean, people get mad. Me, personally, if I chase this little ball up and down the street and it doesn't go where I want it to go, I'll be mad too. I'm just saying.
Or maybe he just ain't getting that good like he used to get it.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's what he needs back in his life. I personally agree that.
Well, I mean, he's got a girl.
He didn't need to get married.
What?
I'm not saying that.
Whoa.
I'm not saying he should have got married and cheated. I'm just saying
I just say he shouldn't got caught.
See, there you go. You know what, Ruben?
I ain't fooling with him.
I ain't fooling with him.
I ain't fooling with him because he doesn't have a Miss Big Rube.
No, he
and
does
he's
not.
not entitled. He's not liable to get punched in the face when he gets home.
Exactly.
So we're gonna let him get that. We're gonna move on to the next thing that I want to bring up in the sports roundup is the appeals of the suspensions in New Orleans.
Well, I'm sorry, not to cut you off. Did you watch any of the Masters?
Nah, zero.
Dude, you
I
should
could
have seen
care
the
less.
shot the dude made.
Bubba made through the trees?
Yes.
Hot to death?
I'm not impressed.
Woo.
You didn't see the shot.
You know, you're not
see the
impressed.
shot.
The shot made a right turn.
I'm going to be honest with you. There is nothing about golf that will ever impress me.
It was just the fact that he made the ball make a right turn.
I'm annoyed that it's on SportsCenter. It's not sport.
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I went there.
Ooh.
Now, if you
NASCAR.
said NASCAR's not sport,
NASCAR's not sport either.
But golf is a physical sport.
If you don't run and you don't have a ball, it's not sports.
There's the ball.
There's the
You
ball.
got to have both.
Okay, they walk.
I mean, it's not like, hold on, man.
You got to have both.
Hey, you can't
walk,
be
you gotta
fat and
stick.
win. Look at John Daly.
I mean, I don't care about fat people playing sports. I mean, if you fat,
But
you
it's the
play
same
sports. Look at
thing.
Charles Barkley. He was fat.
Mound round a rebound.
Yeah.
So
You got to have a ball and run.
Okay, so what's poker?
That ain't no sport either. That's a game.
What's darts?
It's a game.
What's swimming?
It's a
There's
game.
no ball in that. So
No
water polo.
running and wrestling?
Hey, man, listen to me when I tell you, okay? Those two that you just gave me, swimming, and what was the other one? Wrestling. Okay, those completely poke holes in the argument that I just made.
Okay.
Fair enough. But golf to me ain't no sport.
But golf has one of your requirements, a ball.
One.
Okay, but it has one.
But there's
those two sports
physical
have none.
movement. Whereas in NASCAR, there is none.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
there's movement,
I didn't bring up.
it's a
No. Physical move by a person.
But I used to have this argument with
The right foot.
I used to have this argument with one of our long term listeners. B and I used to always fight back and forth on the merits of NASCAR being a sport. And look, man, he made some valid arguments, and mostly I just kind of say those things to inflame folks. Of course, I know that golf is a sport, but the point I'm trying to make is they better take all the fun stuff out of the 6 hours that they got on their NBC, ABC coverage and put it on SportsCenter in 5 seconds, because that's all they get. For real. SportsCenter, I mean, really, 6 hours. And in 6 hours, you get maybe one or two hit through the trees hole-in-ones. The best hole-in-one I ever seen was Michael Jordan 25 years ago in a celebrity game.
I've never seen a hole-in-one.
Michael Jordan hit well, I don't know if it was a hole-in-one from, the original spot. I don't know if it was.
But the reason why it was the
But
best
it
one
was-
because he was a celebrity.
Okay, well,
He's
that
not
also
a
might be the
trained
reason why I
golfer.
saw it. That also might be the reason why I actually saw it. But anyway, we move off of that and let's go back to the NFL. Like I had mentioned, it'll be part of the sports roundup. I don't know that we're going to spend 15 minutes on the NFL going forward. But we do need to talk about the suspensions being upheld. I know Big Rube is clapping his hands. He has had some very, very strong opinions on this. I'm going to let him take it away. Big Rube.
I'm glad. This is like the one thing I can say Roger Goodell has actually done right. You suspend them. First of all, appeal? Appeal for what? You broke the rules. I mean, we gave you 3 chances. Hey, last time I checked, don't pass go, don't collect $200. You're done. You're done. And for you to appeal is almost like a smack in the face to everybody in football. So, hey, look. You're done. sit out, be done with it, go play with your kids, go learn some golf, whatever. Just be done. We don't want you here anymore right now. Come back in the year. And Greg Williams, I ain't particularly too mad at Greg Williams.
That's because he was a resident coach.
No, that's not why. because one point was made, even though the audio tape came out, a lot of defensive coaches talk like that. Now, hey, break his leg, tear his ACL. Yeah, he went a little too far, but that's football speak. It is what it is. Unfortunately, he had like 4-5 chances to stop. It's just like crack, man. You just can't do it once. You gotta keep doing it. And he got caught. See you later. You're 64 years old. Just retire and be done. It's not like you ain't paid.
I'd say it like this: they deserve the right to appeal, at least get the formal process of it. Not saying that the appeal would have gone through, but the fact of the matter is, they still deserve the right to get an appeal. That's just how the system works. Now, I'm still waiting to see what happens to the players.
The only thing, and what Smith, I think Demar Smith, the union chief or whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of which, how is a coach under the union?
The coaches union.
Oh.
Go ahead with your point.
Basically what it is, hey, he's like, I want to see some stuff, then we'll talk about suspensions. Simple as that. And the league's like, well, we gave you everything. Really? Come on, man. Let's just be real about it. You're either going to suspend them or you're not. And what are you going to suspend them for doing their job? How? But unfortunately, yeah, I get it. If somebody told you to go shoot somebody across the street and you went and done it, then the coach get in trouble. The person who told you get in trouble, you should get in trouble too.
Colin.
The man went down. I mean, I personally didn't want him to appeal. He deserved his punishment. The whole question now is, what is he going to do this offseason? People are upset that he may go into broadcasting, make some money back, but still.
Maybe with the NFL Network, the 4-letter network ain't going to touch that.
I did see this, though. The Tuna said he wasn't going to coach the team.
He's not interested. He didn't want it. I heard numbers flying around, possibly as much as $5 million to step in and assist those folks down there in New Orleans, but the Tuna said no, thank you.
Retire?
He did, and he's up for the Hall of Fame. And I'll be honest with you, I think that might be part of the reason why he said thanks but no thanks, because he didn't want the fact that he could potentially go in the Hall of Fame this year, because he didn't make it this past year, but maybe next year, and then have to reset, start all over. Getting up in age, wants to be around and actually see himself get into the Hall of Fame. Last thing I want to get on real quick before we move on to K-Dub and the NBA segment is the controversy going on down in Miami with the comments made by Ozzie Guillen, who states that Fidel Castro, he loved him and respected him. Real quick thoughts on that, Carl Banks.
I saw the interview this morning on the 4-letter network at 10:30. I want an EAP button so bad because I got tired of hearing. I got tired of hearing the guy try to interpret for him, and he was speaking so fast. It's just like, dude, I just speak English. You do speak English. Let me understand what you're saying. But the whole thing was in Spanish, so I couldn't understand a lot what we was going. We live in a country where we say free speech is one thing, but then after you say something, you're supposed to retract it and apologize and all that kind of stuff for it. He can't say what he wants to say. I mean, he's been a controversial coach ever since. This just happened to push the line. Season just started last week, and you got a 5-game suspension already.
Big rope.
Dude.
Big rope. Any thoughts on Ozzie?
I mean, like you said, it's free speech. However, there are sometimes you should speak freely, and there's sometimes that you should freely speak in your house, in your shower to one of your friends. Well, you can't say what you want to say on national TV or within the earshot of any type of media, because that was pretty. I mean, he may feel that way, but in the United States, that's a pretty stupid comment.
Well, I will say this. I will give you a teaser. I almost never do this, but you will hear me talk more about this later. That's all I'll say on that. But you can't scream fire in a crowded theater. And if I came in here and I said your girlfriend is ugly, we'd have a problem. So just because you can say it and you can't go to jail for saying it doesn't mean it's the right thing to say. So we're going to leave it there. I will go ahead and shout out my man T. Hunt up there in Delaware. He's hitting me up on the New Orleans Saints thing. He said Williams should be done for at least 2 years, and Peyton should be out with no ability to hire as an interim. And if you need to use your current staff, that's the way you handle it for this year. So we're going to leave it there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to come back after this quick break, very quick, because we lost a lot of time at the beginning of the show. And we appreciate everybody that hung in there with us. That's how we do here on Ain't No Half Steppin' the Fans. We can't do it without you. We got numbers again today. Once again, we are the highest rated show on global scale radio. So Ain't No Half Steppin', Marcus J. We back in about a minute with K-Dub and the NBA wrap-up.